All right, what's up, guys? I'm gonna be doing today's trade recap. Today is Monday, the 9th of January. This was a really crazy day, honestly, and I'm actually gonna start this off with some trades I didn't take. So I ended up taking two day trades today, as well as two futures trades. I'm gonna cover those, but I'm gonna talk about a couple of the trades that I did not take and how that these trades that I didn't take actually kept us out of trouble here. So the first one, actually first two, will come here in JPM, and so initially, I was looking long on JPM as long as this level held down here up towards 140. But also, we had earnings this week, so I was keeping that in mind, right? And then looking at the daily chart, I could see it, could imagine a potential mini double top here. But then our next big target was down here towards 135.6, or even if you wanted to say 136-ish, which is Friday's open. But like realistically, I didn't really see, that happening. I just said I don't think that's very realistic, and so we actually did set up a short position, a short right here, and even came back and retested. Retested here. We had a bunch of short entries here. I just opted not to take it, and with the increase of premium due to the earnings on Friday, I knew that if to make it worth it, we had to really get closer to this 136. We couldn't just take a quick scalp on these suckers here. So I didn't take those trades. Ended up working, in a sense, not taking them. So that was good. Additionally, then we had a bunch of 2-minute and some 5-minute buy setups up in here at this level here for JPM at 138.18 after rebroke and got over this 138 and this level, this 138.18 as well. But as you can see with this dotted line, I set an alert. After this candle right here, I set an alert for the break of open, and as you can see, we did not break the open. We had one test above, another test above, a test, right here was a penny underneath, and so I was looking for like a 2-penny break of the open just to have something, decisive. We never did, and I could have actually shorted from here, but I decided just not to, keep it on my screen anymore, and the short, yes, would have worked because the market did dump. But basically, we had a short and a long, didn't take either, that ended up working. Additionally, we had Meta. Meta right here had two good setups. One, we had a failure to go lower here on the 5-minute that held the open, which was good, and then a failure to go lower here that held the open, which is good. So you could have taken this candle, which really wouldn't have done much for you, or this candle right here, which is a 5-minute retest of the open that really didn't go anywhere. And so what I was looking for personally was a break of here right away. That's the key word, right away. I was looking for a break of 131.9. I was saying that in the chat. I wanted a break of that to enter long, and sure enough, we didn't get it, and so I kind of disregarded it. We did come down, test the open again, and hold before, yes, making a new low, but we didn't break the highs here. And then after we rejected here, I was actually even considering taking a long here. But I wanted to see a retest of the 8 EMA, which we never had a clean retest of the 8 EMA. We just kind of dumped. And so after this move here, it was no longer on my radar. I figured it would not make the move, and sure enough, it ended up being one of the weaker names as the market started dumping. Now talking about the trades that we did take, one of them was Shop. So one of them I took on a 2-minute buy. I had a level here at 38.17. We got pretty close around this 38.18. We've got a couple pennies off. So I believe I took the entry on this candle, one of these two candles, either this reverse 2-minute or this green 2-minute. One of these two, I took the entry. And we did get a decent push. These were up, almost 10%, like 7-8%. But instead of trimming for 7-8%, because I don't usually like doing that, I just opted to put my stop at break even instead. And sure enough, that was a good move because we did have a pretty harsh dump here on the 2-minute. As you can see, like in 10 minutes, we kind of dropped almost, over 1% here. And so we did stop out at break even on this trade. Nothing really more to it. That ended up being the right move. I knew that I actually had an alert set, which triggered for like a penny over the high a day, which we actually got. But then we basically made a double top and then made a lower high here and then failed all the way back down here to the new low of day. So that was pretty ugly there. And then we'll talk about the one good trade that we did take. Well, they're all good trades, but the one trade that we sold for a profit that we took was Coin. So Coin, I noticed that we were up huge on the day. And so I said, okay, you know what? Even though we're up huge, I think, a reasonable R to R play could be valid for this. And so I noticed we had two levels here. We kind of dipped below, reclaimed, retested. So right now we were kind of in this like little mini formation that I saw, and I was just kind of looking for some type of break. And we ended up getting pretty much that. So I took this 2-minute candle right here, entered like 38. like 45, I believe, like slightly below this trend line in anticipation for the break. And then it pretty much was just straight up for the most part. And we were able to get about 30% on the smaller account. We did sell for less, like 15% or so, just because you had to take profit. But we were able to get like about 33% up towards here on the $40 weeklies. We got about $1 move, just under $1 move, so about 2.5% on this name. So that was pretty solid before ultimately trailing out a break even. And then just talking briefly about the two futures trades I took. I took two longs actually. Took one long here at 39.36 that I had a level here 39.36.25. We did have a small drawdown here, about 2 points, nothing crazy at all. And then we did have at the peak about 10 plus points there, about 10 and a half. And then we ultimately stopped out. I just sold in full here personally. And then the second trade we took was down here at 39.19.75, where we did have another like 2 point drawdown, 2.5 point drawdown before bouncing and getting to about 6.5 points of profit before reversing. And then we did actually have a level at 39.13.25s, which I didn't mark, but we did bounce here initially, and that would have been a nice play, but I did not take that one. So ultimately on the day, two futures winners, so nice day in futures. Decent play in coin, shot break even. But more than anything, I'm happy with the trades I did not take that ultimately kept me out of trouble, because days like this you can really dig yourself a hole really rather quickly. And so we'll see what happens tomorrow. If you look at the SPY daily chart now, I'll just show you briefly before I close up. This is a pretty ugly inverted hammer, but we did get the breakout on Friday that we've been needing. So realistically, unless this whole bar somehow gets erased, we do still technically have to be leaning bullish here, although this immediate candle is pretty ugly. We would maybe want to see a small gap down or a small gap up, which would be the easiest. We don't really want to open flat because that would kind of be hard for us. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but that was it for today. So I'll catch you guys then. Peace.